So you're moving to Las Vegas and you're thinking, I'm never going to be able to grow another vegetable again. Well, I'm here to tell you that your vegetable garden in Las Vegas, and yes, you can grow one, does not have to look like you have a black thumb. I am going to walk you through all of the things that you have to look out for with critters, the heat, and where to get help from other green thumbs who have been growing things here in the desert for a very long time. So, are you ready to start on your veggie journey here in the Las Vegas desert? If you are, let me know what's the first thing you're interested in growing. So let's address the misconception. I know it seems impossible that you would be able to grow anything here in the desert. I hear it all the time from clients moving in from other parts of the country. But the truth is, I have clients who actually have nut orchards in their backyard, and they grow peaches and squash and tomatoes and all kinds of things that you are going to be so surprised that you can still grow in the Vegas heat. Okay, so what are you actually working with when you're trying to grow things here in the desert? Well, it is true, we have low rainfall, like really low rainfall compared to a lot of other places. We have high heat, which isn't great, right, for growing things. And we also have terrible, beyond terrible soil. So those are a few of the things that we're going to have to overcome, but I'm going to address all of them. And then knowing that Vegas gets over 300 days of sunshine every single year, that is great for some crops, not great for others. So we're going to identify what you can actually get away with growing here and what you might have to scale back or maybe even find modifications for. And then something that may surprise you is we actually have 2 growing seasons. So where some places it doesn't really warm up until late summer, we actually can get in 2 different seasons. So early spring, we can have 1 growing season, and then in early fall, we actually have a second, which sometimes even does better than the spring season, depending on how quickly it gets hot here in the summertime. Okay, so you might be wondering, Eileen, just get to the point. What can we actually grow here? Well, I will tell you, I have 2 beautiful pomegranate trees in my backyard that every year give me hundreds of pomegranates. Yes, I said hundreds of pomegranates. We also have a lemon tree. Didn't do so hot with the lemon tree, but I have neighbors who have lemon trees that are probably 10 foot tall, and again, have hundreds of lemons on them. I think mine was just planted in the wrong spot. And we can grow squash and tomatoes, and I actually this year grew eggplant, which we had more eggplant than we knew what to do with, and sweet potatoes. And if you want to talk herbs, we can grow basil and mint and rosemary, all of which we use in our cooking. We had so much basil this year, we probably had pesto once a week. And we also made sun tea from our mint leaves, which just brought me back to my childhood because we used to make that all the time at my aunt's house. So there are many, many things that you can grow in Las Vegas. So let's get away from the edible fruits and vegetables for a minute and just go with drought-tolerant landscaping to make your home look beautiful. No, you do not have to plant cactus. Yes, other things will grow. There are trees that are beautiful, that bloom, give you gorgeous flowers that actually are native to the desert. You can also grow lantana, bougainvillea. While it's not going to be like you're going to see in California where it's 20 feet tall, bougainvillea still does very well here, as does honeysuckle and so many other plants that you are going to love because they bring in that color. So don't think that you're stuck with cactus, which, to be honest, I never see in people's yards, but that is what you think of the desert, right? You have so many more options than that. By the way, I'm Eileen Guilbeault, your go-to real estate advisor for relocating to Las Vegas and real estate tips. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so anytime a new video is added to this show, you are informed. So what are some of the biggest challenges to growing things in the Las Vegas desert? Well, number one, as you may have guessed, is the heat. But there are certain things that you can do to kind of help your plants, like positioning them where they may not get the afternoon heat, which is really when it's the hottest part of the day, or some shade cloth. You can make structures that will shade your plants so if they are getting that afternoon heat, it's not as intense. You also want to make sure that you're using a water smart clock so that you might be watering in the middle of the night when everybody else is asleep, because having water on your roots during the heat of the day is just too much for your plants to survive. There are a lot of options, including compost or mulch. And yes, because of the heat, compost actually does very well here. You can have containers on your property, or you can buy it from certain nurseries. Your next hurdle is going to be the soil. Oh my gosh, the soil is so bad. If you don't do a raised planter bed or add in some additives to the soil that you're using, nothing is going to grow. And you actually need to do a little bit of research or contact me and I'll help you out to which soil is going to be the best for your raised planter beds. And remember that even when you do those planter beds the first time, you want to continually amend that soil every year so that it just stays vibrant and good and rich. You know how some areas of the country, when you dig, the shovel goes in and brings up this deep, dark, rich soil? No, that doesn't happen here. You need a jackhammer to get into that soil. It is so hard and compacted. So soil might actually be your first stop, even above dealing with anything with the heat. Next up is watering strategies. Drip irrigation is probably going to be your best friend. It can actually get to the spot where the roots are so that it just drinks in all of that water. Again, we already mentioned the water smart clock that you can use, but above that, hiring someone to help you put in your irrigation system when you get your raised planter beds is going to be huge, because they can actually add in additional valve boxes, timers just for your raised planter beds, which is going to make your life so much easier, and it's not going to keep you up at night wondering if you actually watered your plants that day. So there are a lot of watering strategies that you can use, including when you water, so that that water doesn't evaporate in the desert heat. So believe it or not, there is a very large gardening community here in the Las Vegas Valley. So you have a cooperative extension through UNLV where you can not only take classes to receive your master gardening certification, But you can tour their gardens, you can even help out in their gardens and get tips from other master gardeners in the area. You also have access to the Springs Preserve, which is on top of natural springs occurring in the Las Vegas Valley. And they always have all kinds of really great areas that you can go to, showing you how they plant, showing you things that they use, and they too have classes that you can take. If there's a cost to them, it's usually pretty minimal, but you can reach out on Facebook groups. We also have some CSA farms here in town where if you don't want to do your own garden, you can actually sign up to get your portion of vegetables from that CSA. A few other things that you can rely on is you're always going to find that we have Star Nursery here in town where there are people there who can help you with whatever it is that you're looking to plant and maintain. There are also community gardens where you might be able to have a little portion that you plant and use it. And you can do that maybe if you live in a high rise, if you live in an apartment and you don't have the room. And then there are also things that I've seen that haven't used them before, but I have seen them where they're vertical gardens where you can plant in them if you have like a small patio or something like that that you want to use. So whatever it is that you're looking to do, there probably are options and people in the valley to help you get there. So would you rather garden solo, like in your own backyard, or would you prefer that camaraderie of a community garden where you can get tips and tricks along the way? Let me know in the comments below which you prefer. Okay, so what are some must-have tools that you're going to need to get this garden started? Well, first off, you're going to need some raised planter beds or some pots or maybe even those vertical gardening options to start with. And then you're going to need really great soil, because trust me, whatever you plant in the native soil in Las Vegas is not going to grow. So you need really great soil, some compost, maybe some mulch and shade cloth, and that drip irrigation that is going to save you not only time, but it's going to keep you from going crazy trying to figure out if you've already watered your plants today. So those are just a few things to get you started to get ready to plant. So keep in mind, gardening in Vegas is not impossible. You just have to have a plan and make sure that you have all of the information up front of what you need to do, because it's going to take a little more thought and action to get you where you want to be. But trust me, you are going to be munching on those fruits and vegetables in no time if you follow just a few tips and tricks. Do you need more Las Vegas relocation tips or real estate advice? Make sure to watch one of the videos on your screen. Thank you for watching. I will see you the next time.